So namaste, welcome to your 1 hour Vinyasa practice, and we're going to start by standing on up. So as we stand, and we're in a full moon today, so our energy is being pulled up. So I want to ground. I want to feel the bottoms of my feet, and we're going to just press right foot, left foot. This is almost like a full moon ritual practice. And it's all grounding. And the grounding is where we sink into the earth as we find this connection. And it's the inhalation that we find this expansion, or what we say in our yoga practice, root to rise, right? So press through the feet, reach with the crown of the head, lift the heart, relax the jaw, little bend in the knees, shake out the hands. Hands come to heart center. Big inhale, slow exhale. Nice. Inhale, arms reach up towards the moon. Exhale, fold fingertips towards the earth. Tuck the chin, release the head. Inhale, halfway up, get some space in the spine as you lengthen. Lift the chin and chest like you're looking for the horizon. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, right foot steps back, right knee drops, right toes point, arms reach up. So this is more like a full moon crescent rooting as we lift the heart. 2 deep full breaths here. Hips are sinking forward. You're pressing down through that right foot. Your left knee does not pass your left ankle. If it does, scoot your foot forward. Exhale, hands come down and plant, roll over your right toes, lift your right knee, and then step that left foot back into plank. And we're gonna build, and we're gonna give you some variations. So let's do this first. Knees down for supported plank. Feet lift off the ground. Rotate the creases of your elbows forward as you lower halfway down. So the triceps are squeezed in the rib cage. And then press yourself all the way back up. So you're feeling a little bit of gravity on the arms. Let's do that again. Exhale, lower down halfway. Stay there. And then lower all the way down. Press the tops of your feet down, the hips down, the hands down. Lift chin and chest like a baby cobra pose. You're going to start to feel a little bit of warmth in the lower back. Exhale, soften. A moment here. Feel the weight of the body. This is grounding. So when we have full moon, we want to get as close as we can to the earth. And then gently bring yourself up into table, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. The inhalation will allow that belly to drop, pull the heart through the arms, lift the chin and chest. Stay here for a moment. Feel the heaviness in the belly button, the lightness of the heart as it pulls forward. Keep pressing the floor away from you and then wag your tail so you feel a little bit through side body. You can even move the head as you feel through the neck and the jaw. And then when the exhalation is ready, come into neutral spine so your back is flat like a table. And then we'll ease into cat pose. So tuck the chin towards the chest, almost like the crown of the head is coming towards the floor. And then round through the upper back, middle back, low back. Tuck your tailbone. And then press the tops of the feet down. You can maybe even lift your knees off the ground, maybe an inch or so. And then really softly bring the knees back down. Keeping a strong body here, wag your tail again. So you're creating a little bit of space in the shoulder blades, maybe muscles on each side of the spine. Keep breathing. And when the inhalation is ready, the belly drops, pull the heart through the arms, lift the chin, lift the chest. Exhale, round and squeeze in a cat. Let's do it one more time, nice and slow. Inhale, belly drops, lift the heart, chin, and chest. Cat pose, round and squeeze, roll over your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips. Down dog. If this is your first down dog of the day, allow your knees to bend a little bit so the belly can kind of soften towards the thighs. The spine is long, the hands are pushing down and forward. So once again, in this kind of full moon practice, we're feeling everything press against the ground. From here, you can start to straighten right knee, then left knee as you wag your tail and shake your head. Feeling a little bit of blood rushing to the brain. Once again, that's gravity, bringing ourselves closer towards the middle of the planet. And as you pedal your feet and knees, just walk your feet to your hands. Could be like 3 or 4 steps. Once you get your feet to the front of your mat, bring the weight to your heels, lift your toes up, and then soften the toes down. Inhale, come halfway up, flatten your back, maybe adjust your feet if you need to. And then a micro bend of the knees, belly towards thighs, wrap your arms around your legs, squeeze, allow your head and neck to be soft. Keep breathing. And then the hands to the shins, lift up a little bit. Slide the hands to the mid-thigh, lift up a little bit more. Hands to the hips, come all the way up. Slide the thumbs towards the lower back. Massage the muscles on each side of the spine. Go as high as you can. And once you get as high as you can, squeeze your shoulder blades and elbows towards one another. Hips sink a little bit forward. Lift the chin. Lift the heart up towards the sky. A subtle back bend. Think long spine. So invite the, let's say, elbows towards the floor. Shoulders away from the ears, wag your jaw, and then inhale, come into neutral spine, drop your arms, give them a little shake, bend and straighten your knees, and then reach your arms up. Right hand grabs left wrist, exhale, side bend to the right as you create space in the right, left ribs. Inhale back to center, left hand grabs right wrist, exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale back to center. If you feel like you're warm enough, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward, no rush. Release your arms, tuck your chin. Inhale, halfway, flatten, lengthen. Exhale, bend, plant, left foot steps back, left knee drops, left toes point, arms reach straight on up. So once again, we're rooting down through the top of the left foot, engaging the left leg, sinking the hips forward as we bend the right knee, and if we need to, we can scoot our right foot a little bit farther forward. So once again, we're feeling the legs pressing against the ground. We're lifting the heart and lifting the chin as we open up through the throat chakra. And then exhale, hands come down and plant. Roll over your left toes, lift your left knee, right foot steps back. You can do the same thing we did last time. So knees with one push-up, or if you want a little bit more, you can stay in full plank, lower halfway down, hold here for a moment, and then press yourself on up. And then we're gonna lower halfway down. Now you can go all the way down for cobra, or you can roll over the toes for up dog. So whatever variation of movement works for you, do that. One deep full breath, think long spine. And then exhale into table. Give yourself 3 rounds of cat-cow. If you need more, by all means, go right ahead and do more. This could be fast or it could be slow. Keep in mind that our practice is always a self-regulated practice. So if your body needs something that I don't tell you, like, make sure that you take care of yourself. When you're ready, down dog. If you need a break, child's pose is always available. So find the asana that is working for you today, and then give yourself 4 really deep, slow, mindful breaths. You can find movement or stillness, whatever's working again. Your practice could be extremely vigorous, or it could be quite relaxing and soft. One more deep full breath. And then once again, feet to hands, however you want to get there. You can do like 4 or 5 steps, or maybe you can take one big step, or maybe you can float feet to hands. Once you get there, weights in the heels, lift the toes up, and then soften the toes. Inhale halfway up as you flatten. Exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin, release the head, soften. Think, once again, crown of the head trying to come towards the floor. So you're like tucking your chin like you're giving yourself a double chin. Movement from side to side, or maybe bending and straightening knees. And then really slowly. So hands to shins, mid-thigh, slowly coming on up. Hands to hips again. Rotate the thumbs towards the lower back. Lift the heart, chin, and chest. Subtle back bend if you need it. Neutral spine, drop the arms, shake it all on out. Rock, heels to toes, toes to heels. Little bend in the knees, a little wag of the tail. Let's move a little bit more, create a little bit of heat. Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Side bend again. Right hand grabs left wrist. Side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. We're moving a little bit quicker, but not super fast. Exhale, side bend to the left. Always moving with the breath pattern. Inhale, back to center, back bend if you need it. Exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin, release the head and soften. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend and plant, right foot steps back. This time we're gonna stay on the right toes and we're gonna reach the arms up, right? Both of them, not just one. Hips are a square, crescent warrior, so very similar to what we did the first time, but the knee was down. Let's twist to the left, open up your arms, look for that left thumb. Left hand to left hip, right hand to left knee. Give yourself a little bit of leverage here as you twist a little bit more. And then if you still need more, you take the right elbow, slide it onto the left thigh. I almost fell over. Hands can come together. Maybe the thumbs come towards the heart. Gaze over the left thumb. You got one more option. If you need even more twist, you can straighten that right elbow on the outside of the left thigh as you reach the left arm up. Now for balance, which I'm working on right now, push through the right heel, strong through the legs. One more deep, full breath. All right, look down to your left toe. Take your hands down on the inside of the left foot and then step that left foot back. So you were in plank. Option again, could be yogi push-up, could be knee supported push-up, or it could be right to down dog or child's pose. So move in a way that supports you. I'm always giving you the option through chaturanga to do it or not. You're gonna end up in a pose that's either restorative or down dog. And then you got 3 breaths. If you're in down dog, think long calf, long back of the knee, long hamstrings, rather than trying to get the heels down. Think heels towards the back of your mat. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, or float feet to hands. Inhale, halfway up for some space. Exhale, fold, tuck your chin. Inhale, slowly bring yourself on up. Reach your arms up. Side bend to the right. So we're just adding on, just taking care of the other side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale to center, back bend if you need it. Exhale, fold forward. None of this is super fast. Feeling the details of the body. Inhale, halfway, pressing through the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, left foot steps back. It's a balanced pose. So you're on the left toes, the arms reach up. You can bend and straighten the right knee to make sure that you're right where you want to be. Twist to the right, open up your arms. The movement is like you're trying to get your arms parallel to that long edge of the mat. Right hand to right hip, left hand to right knee or thigh. Give yourself a little twist. For a little bit more, slide that left elbow over that right thigh. Stack hands, wrists, and elbows, and then it's the thumbs that come towards the heart. So draw the belly in and up. This is for detoxification. Gaze over the right elbow. Detoxification, really nice for a full moon, right? It's like getting rid of some of the stuff we don't need. Cleansing, this is what's nice about our Vinyasa practice. So a little bit more, you're gonna straighten that left elbow, right arm reaches up. One more deep, full breath. And then look down to that right big toe, both hands inside that right foot as you step back. Yogi's choice, straight to down dog. Maybe a couple yogi push-ups, up dog or cobra, and then maybe child's pose or down dog or table pose. And then check in. How am I doing physically? How am I doing energetically, emotionally, spiritually? Is this movement that I'm doing right now supporting me through all these bodies? If it ain't, modify so it is. If it is, nice work. One more breath. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, bend the knees, walk, step, or float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway up as you feel the bottoms of the feet. Exhale, fold, tuck the chin, release the head, soften the upper back. And then inhale, flatten the back and come on up nice and slow. Arms reach up. Elbows bend, hands and elbows draw back, lift the heart, chin and chest. We're gonna keep moving. So let's take the right hand to the right hip. Slide the left arm up over that left ear. Let's do a little bit more of a twist. So right hand slides behind the back, twist to the right. Now bend your left elbow and cradle your right ear. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, elbows towards one another. Maybe even lift the chin. So you got a twist, you got a side bend, and you got a openness of the heart and fronts of the chest. Inhale, come back to center, arms reach up. Elbows bend, so triceps are parallel to the earth. You're squeezing the shoulder blades together as you're like opening up through the chest. Left hand to left hip. Right arm reaches up and over, so you're getting a little bit of support here on this hip for a side bend. Slide the left hand behind the back, start to twist to the left. The gaze can be underneath that left shoulder towards the right heel. And then bend your right elbow to cradle the left side of your head. So left hand towards the left, right hand towards the left ear. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Keep the twist, keep the side bend, and keep that openness of the heart and chest. Inhale, back to center, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin, release the head. We're building again. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend, plant, right foot steps back, stay on the right toes, arms reach up, crescent warrior. Elbows bend again. Now this time we're gonna interlace our fingers behind our back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, straighten the elbows, lift the chin and chest. Now bend a little bit more to that left knee. Hinge at the waist so the belly hovers over the left thigh. You're bringing the weight to that left foot. You're coming on your right toes. Not super fast, but you're gonna bring that right foot up off the ground. Doesn't have to be that high, although you could lift it up a little bit more. A breath here. See if you can bring your awareness to your hip bones, square them to the floor. Now release your arms, give them a little dangle, and then hinge at the waist. Hands can find blocks if you have them. They could find a table if you have it. They could find a small child, a big dog, or the floor, or the ankle, or the shin, whatever you need. We're calling this standing on the left foot. That's it. Take your right knee, draw towards the belly, chest, and then inhale, extend that leg all the way back up. We're gonna do it one more time, but we're gonna take now the right knee behind the left knee. Left knee bends a little, the right hand roots down, and then we're gonna twist and open, left arm reaches up to the sky. Stay here, this is a curtsy squat with a twist. As you stay here, step your right foot all the way back to the back of your mat, stay on your right toes, you may have to move your right hand. So now we're in dragonfly twist. Keep pushing through your legs and lift your torso up, look for the left thumb. So we were here already once. Let's reverse it. So take the left hand behind the back, the right arm reaches up and over as you give yourself a back bend with a twist. And on your exhalation, windmill your hands down around the left foot. Step it back, either three-legged plank if you're up for it, and then move through a variation of chaturanga. It's an option, of course. And then exhale, either down dog, child's pose, or whatever you need to make sure that you're taken care of. Big inhales, slow exhales. In out of the nose if you can. If you can't get enough air, of course, open up the mouth and get some air. Another breath or two in down dog. I was watching some of my previous videos and I find that I don't hold you guys in down dog long enough. In Ashtanga, we hold them for anywhere from 5 to 8 breaths. It's a really nice posture to hang out into. And if it's uncomfortable for you, see if you can manipulate it so you can get comfortable in the down dog. Walk, step, float, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway, flatten and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, tuck the chin, release the head, and nice and slowly bring yourself on up. Arms reach up. Nice. This time, interlace your fingers, swivel your palms up, squeeze the biceps towards the ears. And then with your arms drifting back, try not to give yourself a back bend. So tuck your tailbone. Let just the arms go back for shoulders. And then as you tuck your tailbone, now side bend to the right. The chin can stay neutral or move in any direction that supports the neck. Inhale back to center, unfold your fingers and then wiggle them, pulse them, and then interlace fingers so the opposite pinky's on top. And then once again, swivel the palms up. See if you can get the thumbs a little higher than the pinkies. Biceps are drawn towards the ears. They don't have to touch. Tuck the tailbone, arms drift back. And then ease into that side bend to the left. All this movement is very mindful. That's why I don't want to rush through it. Right? Mindful in the day as well. Mindful in this full moon, making sure that we feel it all. Back to center, unfold your fingers, back bend if you need it. Hands come through heart center, fold forward. Really get a sense of what your shoulders just went through, because it'll give them a little shake and a little dangle. Inhale, halfway up, flatten and lengthen. Exhale, bend, plant, left foot steps back, crescent warrior again. So stay on your left toes. Arms reach up, and I'm always okay with movement of the legs to make sure you're stable. Tuck the tailbone, elbows bend, hands and elbows draw back. You can even move those elbows up and down to get a sense of the shoulders. And then when you're ready, interlace your fingers behind your back. Maybe the opposite thumb comes on top. Squeeze shoulder blades, straighten the elbows. And then you're just going to hinge a little bit at the waist so the belly hovers over the right thigh. You don't have to go really far forward. Weight comes to the right foot, nice and slow. Stay on your left toes and then bring those left toes off the ground just a smidge. Right? If you need it, you can lift the leg a little bit more. Square the hip bones towards the floor. Arms can drift off the lower back a moment. See if you can bring the weight to your right heel so you can soften the toes, and then release your arms, give them a little shake. Hinge forward, and once again, if you have like a Buddha statue like I do, it's awfully nice. Or maybe you can find the floor. The nose is coming towards the knee or shin if you have that flexibility. And then we're gonna just draw that left knee towards the belly or chest, round and squeeze. Maybe you can kiss the left knee. Inhale, send that left leg all the way back up. Now we're doing that curtsy squat, so left knee comes behind the right knee bends a little. Left hand roots down, twist, open, right arm reaches up. This is a little challenge of a pose here, or transition. Step that left leg all the way back and scoot that left hand underneath the shoulder. So dragonfly twist. Ignite your legs and lift the torso. You have the twist to the right. And then take this right hand, hip behind the back or down the left hamstring as the left arm reaches up and over. Maybe sink a little bit more if you need it. Breathe into the left ribs. Big inhale, slow exhale. A moment. Awesome. Exhale, both hands down around the right foot. Step it back, three-legged plank. Maybe a couple push-ups or maybe less. Knees floor cobra or up dog. Ease yourself into down dog or child's pose, table pose. And 4 breaths. 4 of the deepest, fullest, most mindful breaths you have taken in this month, September 1st. A little bit of humor. Never hurt nobody. That could be like the biggest breaths you've taken today. One more deep full breath. Sometimes I do it just to make myself laugh. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, walk, step, or float, feet to hands. Inhaling, getting some space in the spine as you lengthen. Exhale as you fold. Let's bend the knees, drop the seat. Utkatasana, seated chair pose. It can be as low as you like, but the weight's in the heels. Or let's do this. You can do weight in the heels, or if you want a little bit of a balance, bring yourself onto your toes. Right? It's a little bit more of a challenge. It's there if you need it. 2 deep full breaths. If your heels are lifted, lower them down. Everybody straighten your knees, extend your arms up, back bend if you need it. Let's keep moving. Exhale, fold forward. Tuck your chin, release your head, soften. Inhale, halfway. This time, bend and plant, walk, step, or float all the way back, top of a push-up. Chaturanga or down dog. Breath moves body. Once you're in down dog, a little bit of movement. Once again, feel the feet, feel the hands. Big toes come together. Lift that right leg up to the sky. Bend your right knee and stack that right hip on top of your left hip. Gaze over your left shoulder. See if you can see your right foot. Take your right knee to your right arm. And then to your left arm. And toward your belly, chest. And then bring that shin down for pigeon right side. Point your left toes. And then walk your hands back so you can lengthen through the torso. When you do this, see if you can drop your hip bones towards the floor. Walk the hands to the right knee, twist a little to the right, and look for that left heel. Once you do that, drop the left hip bone. And see if your torso can stay nice and tall. All right, come back to center. If you don't feel enough in this right hip, scoot your right foot a little forward, square your hip bones, and then lower your elbows to block or floor or bolster or pillow. A little bit of shift from side to side to make sure you know where your edge is. And then maybe soften all the way down. I got a couple options for you if you need more sensation. So I often say that to get more sensation, you're going to be scooting your right shin forward so it's parallel to the front of your mat. That's only if you're not feeling enough, right? Like if your shin is not parallel, but you're feeling enough in the right hip, it's plenty, it's fine. If you want more sensation, you're going to twist your torso to the right. It's kind of like threading the needle. And how that works is you're going to take your left arm underneath your right arm, and then you're going to rest all the way down the outside of the left shoulder. So the right hand can stay down as you twist. From here, right hand could reach up, right hand can come behind the back, and they can press and soften. I often say that I don't need you to do that unless your shin is parallel to the front of your mat. But today, since it's a full moon, it's the first day of September. If you want to add the twist in there for the fun of it, because you want to see where it's at, go right ahead. Make sure there's no sensation in either one of the knees or ankles or joints if you're doing it. All right? So mindful as you get into it. It can be quite intense. And if you get into it and you realize that your breath pattern starts to get choppy, you can't inhale and exhale slowly, mindfully, and deep, you may be doing a little too much. So nice and smooth, do a quick little body scan. Is there parts of your body where you can relax or soften? I'm sure there is, right? This is the thing about us having these bodies that are energetic containers. When the moon is full, our energy level is really at its highest. And if we're not really mindful of those subtle energies within the body, we can get a little frustrated, right? A little irritable. So when we're in these holding postures, we search the body for unconscious tension or stress within the body, and then we just address it. Like, oh yeah, it's there. I'm going to try to mindfully be soft. I don't need to know the root of the stress or the tension or the unconscious behavior, although if you want to dive into it, it's fine. But just know that you're holding it. We got 2 more breaths. All right, hands under shoulders. Roll over your left toes. Send your right leg back. Once again, it could be 3-legged plank through a yogi push-up. It could be through chaturanga, or it could be right straight into down dog. And I want you to take care of the right hip. So you can lift up the leg, you can make big circles with the right leg, you can shake it out, you can pedal feet and knees, you can go into child's pose if that feels right. You got 3 breaths again here. All of it is like inventory. All right. Down dog if you're not there already. Big toes come together, left leg lifts up to the sky. Bend that left knee, stack the left hip on top of the right hip. Gaze over the right shoulder. The movement here is like your toes are trying to touch the top of your right shoulder, so the left side body is nice and open. Left knee towards left arm, may touch, may not. It could be like wrist, it could be elbow, could be tricep or armpit. Then slide it over to the right arm, same spot, could be one of those. Back to center. Softly, left shin lowers down, right knee drops. Keep in mind, right side, left side, probably different. So give yourself a moment. Set it up. Walk the hands back, long torso. Hip bones are square to the floor. And then walk the hands to the left. Gaze over the left shoulder towards that right heel. The right hip bone drops. Right? Once again, we're working with gravity, feeling the weight of the body. Maybe kind of check out the right side of the abdominal area. Come back to center, make your adjustments. So if you need to scoot your left shin forward for more intensity in the hip, do it. Lower elbows down to whatever support you have or need. That's blanket, it's pillow, it's bolsters, it's whatever supports you. You're checking in with your joints, your back knee, your back ankle, the front knee, the front ankle, the toes, just making sure the architecture of the body is supported. And then a little bit of movement from side to side. We have some time here. Some of the things that I've been watching my teaching is like, I feel like I don't spend enough time in these long holding postures, even in Vinyasa, that we really need time and patience. And as we move towards the colder months, I really want to slow down to make sure that we are taken care of. You have that same option for threading the needle. So if you need to, or if you want more sensation or just want to play a little bit, you can bring your elbows down underneath the shoulders, and then you're going to take your right arm, slide it behind the left arm, and you're going to rest on the outside of this right shoulder. Maybe even your right cheek comes down. Left hand roots down to press and twist. Maybe this is enough. Left arm could reach up, left elbow could bend. You can find that lower back. So as you twist the torso to the left, you'll get more sensation in that hip flexor, or that hip left glute. And once again, oftentimes in class, when I'm actually in front of you guys, I don't necessarily really want you to twist unless that left shin is parallel to the front of the mat and you just don't feel enough. But today, it's my gift. It's like, go right ahead, as long as you feel safe. It's not something I recommend. You know, the twist is there because you're just not feeling enough with that shins parallel. But know that it's your practice. As long as you're safe and you're feeling the sensation you need to, I'm really okay with you doing almost anything. All right? Of course, if there's ever any questions that you have about asana or sensation or energetic pattern, please reach out to me. I love to have discussions about the finer details of our practice, and we can kind of dissect it together. And I always like when somebody does pose a question to me, I usually bring it up in one of the classes so we can make sure that it's very clear. Keep breathing, like really smooth breath patterns. Your body will follow. Right? Exhalation is softening body. Inhalation is expansion of through energetic pattern. All right, lean maybe a little bit more towards that sensation for your last round. Really nice and mindful, hands under shoulders, gently lift your soft arm. Once again, roll over your right toes, lift your right knee, send the left leg back mindfully. It could be three-legged chaturanga, could be three-legged dog, could be child's pose. Any movement that really takes care of that left hip. And then give yourself 5 breaths as you move through it. Big inhale, slow exhale. I find that sometimes through my Vinyasa practice, teaching and practicing, I'm moving way too fast. That's kind of like this Western idea of Vinyasa is designed for cardiovascular workouts, and it ain't the case, right? In fact, Vinyasa and Hatha are really very similar, although Hatha is kind of viewed as a gentler practice, but we're all moving through breath, right? It's breath, movement, body. One more deep, full breath. All right, knees drop down, cross at your ankles, roll over your feet. We should be nice and warm now, so we're going to get a little bit deeper into the hips. So bring the soles of the feet together. Hands behind you, maybe lift your hips up off the ground so you can kind of feel your sit bones grounding. And then you're going to scoot your hips towards your heels until you feel something subtle in the groins. We're going to do this nice and slowly because it can get really intense fairly quickly. With the hands behind you, you're going to bring your belly button towards your heels. Just subtle sensation here because we're going to go deeper. Now take the hands to the feet. And then you're going to fan out the elbows towards the calves or shins. And you're going to press down just a little bit more. If you're ever at your edge, just stop. All right? So if you're still needing a little bit more, you're going to take your hands off of your feet and you're going to slide your elbows out to the creases of the knees. And not only you're pressing down, but you're going to go wide, like you're trying to move your feet away from one another. So you're going to go out and then you're going to go down. So you can use the hands to the ankles or feet to give yourself even a little bit more. These are all stages. So if you're feeling like you're at the edge, stay right there. Now, wherever you are, belly draws up and in. Tuck your chin, round a little bit through the upper back. So drop your shoulders down. Allow your head to kind of dangle. And then with a little bit of awareness, you're going to move your torso a little to the right, a little to the left. If you find a spot that needs attention, by all means, give it some attention as you, if you find a part of your body that needs attention, by all means, give it some attention. It's almost like a riddle. All right, a moment or two here. Yoga can be funny. Breath or two. All right, nice and slowly come on up. All right, scoot your feet a little bit farther in front of you. They're making like a square now. Right shin parallel, left thigh, vice versa. Move the flesh from out of your sit bones. So you've had a good sense of where you felt it. Same process. Heart lifts, long spine, hinge at the waist. So you stop and you feel enough sensation. Then hands to the feet, maybe the elbows in front of the shins. Keep pulling forward and then a little bit down. Now you can use the elbows, you can use the hands, you can press down. And then from here, tuck your chin, allow the heart to drop towards the floor, a little bit of rounding in the upper back. Soften first. And then if you need more, if your elbows are in front of the shins, you're pressing forward and coming down. Once again, to find the edges, move the torso a little right, a little left. And once again, if you find a part of your body that needs attention, by all means, give it some attention. Feel all the parts of the body that are resting on the earth. Hands underneath shoulders, gently lift yourself on up. We got one more variation. Scoot your feet even farther forward. Legs are like a diamond shape. Well, let's do this. We're going to move the flesh from under our sit bones and we're going to rock side to side. And I want to keep moving this way as we bring our hands forward. So lift the right hip off and then the left hip off and then coming farther forward, farther forward, farther forward. Extending, maybe even crab walk your hands even farther, farther, farther forward. As far of extension as you can. Tuck the chin. Round upper back. Now bend the elbows and soften the arms. Knees are heavy and soft. You're rounding through the back. You're feeling probably some variation within the lower back, hips, groins, outsides of the knees. You're just seeing if you can soften even more. A practice of surrender, to let go, to trust the universe, to trust the energetic pattern of the full moon. We are riding the wave of the day, the evening. And we're just finding out where we feel friction, where we're struggling, where we're fighting, and can we let go of it? Hands under shoulders. Really slowly lift yourself on. Nice work. Hands on the outsides of the knees. Lift them up, feet to the floor, root down through your sit bones, hands to the knees. Come to your tippy toes, balance on your hips, and then flex your feet. Engage your belly, so draw it up and in. And I want you to be more focused on your balance more than anything else. Once you're comfortable here, take the hands to the backs of the knees. Start to lift your feet up so the shins parallel to the earth. Once again, it's about the balance of the hips. Right? Be okay with your body kind of micro adjusting. Get a little bit lighter on the backs of the legs with the hands. And then maybe extend the arms so the palms are facing the outsides of the shins. Elbows are straight. Heart is lifting. Once again, it's about the balancing of the hips. If you're feeling like you need more, you can start to straighten your knees. Keep balancing on the hips. Keep breathing. Lower halfway. So knees are straight. You may start shaking a little bit. Lower 1 inch off the ground. Keep breathing. Relax your face and jaw, and then slowly lower all the way down. Scoot yourself to the middle of your mat if you're not there already. And then stretch your arms up over your head. Stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Get longer, 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 longer. Exhale, relax. Filling your heart with gratitude. I'm grateful for this body. I'm grateful for this day. I got here, right? September 1st, 2020. Never expected to be here at this date. But we are, and we made it. That's the best part. Bend the knees, bring your feet to the floor. Take your hands by your side body. Palms up. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another. And then lift your tailbone off the ground. Then lift your mid-back up off the ground. And maybe lift the hips up a little higher. If you have space, squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit closer. And if it's available, interlace your fingers behind your hips. If you can do that, push the sides of your hands into the ground, the triceps into the ground. Push your feet down a little bit more. Draw that chin a little bit closer to the chest. Feel that the length in the quadriceps. Feet are pushing down and a little forward. Feel the length of the belly, strength of the back. All right, the groundedness of the outsides of the shoulders. Release your hands. Lower just your upper and mid back. Lower your lower back. Lower your tailbone. Keep the knees bent. Separate your feet. Let your knees fall in towards one another. And then windshield wiper your knees side to side. Bridge pose is awfully nice near the end of practice. We do so many forward folding in the standing postures that bridge pose is really nice for counter pose. All right, so you got some options. Feet underneath the knees. I'm going to give you I'll give you three options. Knees are, feet on the floor, knees just drop to the left. One option. Second option, left knee straightens, right knee drops to the left. Last option, right knee stacks on top of left knee, drop the knees to the left. Wherever you are, you can move your thighs closer to your belly or farther away. Wherever you are, the arms can open up like wings, or left hand to right knee, hip or thigh. Right hand to right hip, lower back. You can tap, you can massage, you can kind of check out the body where you feel that sensation. The chin can drop towards the chest or towards the right shoulder. Eyes can be open or closed. Big inhale through your nose. Through your exhalation, soften the belly. And then maybe just a realization that you are amazing. That through your judgment of your body and how you live your life, that judgment is not a true representation of your divine nature. It's been fabricated by external sources and trauma and culture, and it's this idealistic kind of viewpoint of social media, right? That's it's not necessarily who we are. We are like much bigger, much grander, much more amazing. All right, when you bring your knees up, be real mindful of your lower back. So you're going to gently come on up. If your knees are stacked, you're going to unstack them. You're going to square your hips to the floor again. You're going to windshield wiper your knees side to side. When you're moving your legs side to side, you're creating a little assessment. What kind of spinal twist do you need on this other side? Options are the same. So feet down, knees drop to the right, or straighten the right knee, left knee drops to the right, or stack left knee on top of right knee, drop them to the right. And then thighs can get closer towards your belly or farther away from your belly. These adjustments are going to be dictated by the sensation within the lower back, hip, belly, chest, shoulders, whatever you need. Adjust your arms in a way that support the neck and the left shoulder, chest, maybe lower back and hip. Breath is so very important. Big inhales, slow exhales. The breath is a little insight to where the body mind is. If we manage that breath pattern, sometimes we call it pranayama, that energetic pattern, the body and mind can follow. So if we smooth out the breath pattern, we'll smooth out our movements, smooth out our thoughts, and smooth out our attachments. And we can move through our day a little bit like Bruce Lee says, like water. And today, a perfect day for us to start again, to make sure that we are writing the story that is the one that we deserve. That is taking back our power. Once again, nice and slowly, knees come back up to center. Unfold the legs if they're crossed. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. When the lower back feels malleable, both knees draw towards the belly, chest, and then maybe happy baby as you wrap your arms around your feet, ankles, or shins. Lifting the feet up and away. Knees draw down towards the rib cage. And happy baby, a chance to just not take ourselves so serious, to enjoy or be amused by our day, our lives. A little bit of playfulness, a little bit of silliness, always a great idea. When you are ready, Shavasana is waiting for you. So release your feet. Heels either towards the corners of your mat as you externally rotate your thighs. Another option would be soles of the feet together as you soften the knees down. Palms can swivel up by your side body as you squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another, and maybe the shoulder blades melt down your back towards your spine. Chin can draw towards the chest as you relax your jaw and drop the tongue off the roof of the mouth. Soften your forehead and allow your eyes to float away from each other in their sockets. Big, nice, slow inhale, exhale, surrender. This moment is perfect. You are perfect. This evening is for you to explore, celebrate, give yourself a little time, a little space. You deserve it. And as always, if you have time and space to stay in your Shavasana a little longer, please do that. If your day is waiting for you, your evening is waiting for you, very slowly start to deepen your breath. Start to brush your thumbs over your fingertips and wiggle your toes as you awaken to this new body. Rolling wrists, ankles, and gently rocking your head from side to side. Extending your arms up over your head, stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Get really nice and long. And on your exhalation, soften and relax. You are doing enough. You are enough. You are worthy of having every single one of your needs taken care of and met. You are worthy of creating and holding to your boundaries. And you are extremely special. And gently draw your knees towards your belly, your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a little loving kindness, you deserve it. Right arm reaches up over your head and very gently roll to your right side. Maybe a little affirmation to make sure you're taken care of. I am powerful. I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm funny, I'm connected, I'm present. I'm amazing. You are all these things and more. You just forget. So just remind yourself. Softly pressing your hands into the floor and gently bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. And with a nice long torso, soft shoulders, relaxed jaw, tuck your chin a little bit. Bring the hands together as a sign of connection to all things. Thumbs towards the heart. That connection is through loving kindness. Take a nice big inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Thank you guys so much for sharing your practice, your presence, and your power. Have a beautiful night, and namaste. Nice work, yogis.